All right, boys, here we go. First news of Madden 23, at least the first gridiron notes is basically like updates. That's how they kind of talk about like gameplay updates and stuff like that. There's something called Field Sense. I don't know what this is. They're going to explain it a little bit in here, I think. Field Sense deep dive. So, what is Field Sense? Foundation for consistent, ultra-realistic gameplay that gives you more control at every position and affects every game mode. All right, so it's basically a new physics engine is what it sounds like. We're calling hit everything, skill-based passing, 360 cuts, and wide receiver versus DB battles. Okay, hit everything. We've heard from you that times tackle collisions between players in Madden NFL feel predetermined. Hit everything is comprised of 6 components offer. Okay. Hit the pile. All right, so components is hit the pile. So different multi-tackle, gang tackle will be back. For impact. Okay, so I guess basically like player momentum seems to make a difference is what this is kind of saying. So you won't see people like full blow like steam getting stood up, which I don't know if you did a lot this year. I don't know, I'm not super interested in this. Mid-air knockouts is where things get interesting. Basically, like last year was allowed Madden 22 was allowed one-man animations, and the reason they did that is to get more control. In this one, it seems like they're trying to make a good combination of one-man interaction and two-man interaction where the DB and the wide receiver get sucked into an animation. This is a hard place for them because one-man animations suck because as a like usually it's in favor of the offense, and two-man animations feel like there's like no say in it. So hopefully they find like a good balance of that, because there definitely is an opportunity for that balance. A lot of people are able to throw this year kind of into traffic and just get an easy click on. This isn't very add-on blocks. Yeah, this is stuff that's not super important. It's just hard to even say anything on it. Skill-based passing. This is basically like a target passing system from Madden 18. It sounds like, yeah, target area, target reticle. Reticle? Sure. This is, I don't know. We'll see if it's ever actually used. It wasn't practical a couple years ago. So, yeah, we'll see if that's actually used or not. Freeform gives you the ability to pinpoint your throw to your receiver both within and or without or outside the target area. Passing meters. I mean, this whole passing meter thing, or like target pass, skill-based passing, they're calling it. We'll see if it's even used. It's basically target pass from Madden 18 where you had like a meter and a target and you could kind of like pinpoint pass it. It sounds cool on paper, but it's really not. It wasn't very useful, but we'll see. 360 cuts. Gives players precise control to trigger hard cuts aim while running with the ball. The control to cut when and where, so your ball carrier can find the lanes as you see. Hopefully this just makes moving the ball or moving with the ball smoother. That's kind of what I'm hoping. That it just looks more fluid. That's what I'm hoping out of this. It's hard to see. Notes like this are so hard to actually like tell. You know what I mean? I'm sorry if I'm going kind of fast and people don't like it. It's just like I've done this so many times in the past where I'm like like it's so hard to even like say like if this is good or bad. Wide receiver DB battles, wide receiver release moves. Okay. So there's just new wide receiver releases. If you want to click onto the guy, you can, but that's more of like squads play, I would assume. Defensive back still the ability to press and steer. Yeah, it's counter press mechanic. Defensive evade. Evade moves give defenders another tool that helps them get around blockers. All right, so what I want to talk about instead then is let's go here and let's go over to Mole. So this is a friend of mine. He works at EA. So this, I don't know where these notes are, but basically quicker get-offs for pass rushers. Pass rushers are gonna be quicker getting off the ball. Basically, what that sounds like is that off the snap, they're just gonna be faster reacting to the snap of the ball. That sounds like it won't have a huge difference on the natural like front, like the people with their hand in the dirt. But it sounds like there's a possibility that people like if you move in a slot corner in a contain, that they could get like a speed burst almost. Is what that kind of sounds like. But you have to kind of see rush lane integrity. This is cool. It sounds like you won't see people bumping into each other as much, which happened a lot on like if you pinch your D line in 3-4 odd and then crash down, all three defenders would kind of like bump into each other. This also sounds like it should affect disengage blitzes. A lot of disengage blitzes revolve around defenders kind of like bumping off one another. And rush lane integrity sounds like they should not be bumping into each other like this. Disengage improvements, they're talking about contains here. Contains have always been broken somehow. So I'm like, we'll see. I'm really interested in this rush lane integrity because that could change blitzing a lot. That could change blitzing a ton. And there's another one right here. Spot zone drops. So basically, every zone defense is going to play regular zone defense. Like, there won't be any combinations like we saw in the past sometimes where things would match. Let's see what else we got here. Gridiron knows foundational football. Okay. Drift logic. Drift logic. What is this? All new coverage behavior for deep zone defenders. This logic prevents deep zone defenders from drifting too far upfield without having a vertical threat in their area. Third window throws on deep crossing routes. Oh! So this sounds like if... This could get exploited, but this sounds like if there's nothing pushing the defender deep, they're going to play deep corners and deep crossers better. Okay. All right. Plaster him in coverage as he crosses his face. Okay. That sounds good. That sounds like it could get exploited for bombs, but drift logic. Okay. Zone defender locomotion. It sounds like they should react to the ball better. So that's going to help with them reacting to the ball movement-wise as the ball's thrown. Route-specific break-on-throw logic. Nice. New end zone. End zone's a big deal. Love that. Love that they kind of tweak this stuff. All right. Pass rush QB contain. Quicker get-offs. Rush lane. Yep, we saw that. Blocking. New pass block animation that work in combination with our pass rush AI. Yeah. No more escape artist. Or rather, it's an X factor. That's a good thing. That is a really, really good thing. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm curious. I'm curious. It depends how quarterbacks excel out of the pocket, really, if how big of a deal this makes it. Because they could easily make quarterbacks excel fast out of the pocket, and this doesn't even matter. Like, so we'll see. Because even in this game, contains are bad to where you don't even need escape artists to break it. Catching, playbooks, defense. Is lower play counts in each offensive set. Okay. Okay, I don't mind that. I do not mind that at all. Offensive side, our goals focus on teams will actually do. In the past, we've seen teams use a formation that consists of baseball only in a handful of plays, and thus that formation will be filled out with common plays shared across multiple playbooks. Madden 23 focus on adding the core plays and concepts each NFL team used the most. Okay, so it sounds like they just kind of shortened down playbooks, which I don't mind. I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. Injury animations, nice. Hell yeah. Everything sounds cool right now, dude. Everything sounds like, everything sounds like it's like, I don't, like, sounds good on paper. Nothing's kind of stuck out to me like, oh, geez, don't do that. So I'm pretty happy. Obviously, you have to take literally everything with a grain of salt. Right? You just don't know until you actually play the games. Realistically, you're going to be very broken, like it always is. But the big deal is that they're coming out with good news early, which, I mean, pretty much everything that's been said, I'm like, yeah, I like this. These are good changes. Big fan of the zone drift mechanic. It said where deep zones, if not pushed vertically, will come down a little bit harder on deep corners and deep crossers. Big fan of that. I am worried that will result in deep posts being able to get behind them, stretching from across the other side of the field. But yeah, sorry if I talk kind of fast throughout this, boys. Just trying to go through and kind of skim information. There's a lot of just like filler information that really doesn't matter, for lack of a better word. And there's probably some I missed as well. But yeah, boys.